Hey guys, what's up? It's Skylar. I'm back with another video, and today I wanted to do a little Q&A. So I got some questions here, and I'm sorry if there's an annoying, like almost buzzing, vibrating sound. It's my computer because I don't know what's going on with it. So yeah, let's get into it. Marina23 asked, where do you get your inspiration from? What's your birthday? I know these aren't a lot, but yeah, I love you. Fighting in the heart. Where do I get my inspiration from? I mean, it honestly comes like when I was a kid and I had survived like all the crap that I did, and I knew I'd survive that. I decided, wow, it would be amazing if I could, tell people my story. And yeah, it all started at a public speaking event. I was asked to public speak, and I did a really great job, and a lot of the women complimented me and said I was so inspiring, and they would be like, how did you get so inspiring? I really feel like it just depends on your story. It depends on what you're dealing with, and it depends on your outlook on life. Like, if you're like angry and sad all the time because of your whatever you're dealing with, then you're not gonna be that much of an inspiration. And I hate to say that to any of you guys, but it's true. You gotta have a positive outlook on life, and you gotta be able to share your story no matter how hard it is. You gotta be able to share it, because there are people who think they're alone. There are people who think that they're going through the worst experience of all history, and no, they need to know that they're not alone, and they need to know that they're good in their story. Because sure, there are people that are like vegetables. I hate to say it like that, but that's a medical term. There are people who are on ventilators in a bed. I'm not. So there are people that are going through a lot worse than I am. And I totally admit that. And I'm not the only one who's struggling with, childhood cancer and, some other stuff. Like my other medical problems. So yeah. What's my birthday? I was born on July 14th, 2003. That was also my death date because I died and the doctors had to resuscitate me. I died a total of 3-4 times. And yeah. Any more questions? Oh, shoot. Again, if the noise happens, I'm so sorry. It's really freaking annoying. I gotta look for more comments. And yeah, thank you for the question. I'm willing to answer any questions, whether it's about my medical state or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Oh shoot. I'm just trying to find the other the other question that someone asked. Oh shoot. I'm sorry, my computer is very, very slow. Well, I know one of them from the top of my head. They asked, I forgot what her name was. What was it? What was her name? I don't really. Sorry if I can't remember names very good. Your username. It started with a J, but she asked how my mental and physical health was. Physical, I don't know yet because I'm still waiting on my test results, but I can tell my lungs are getting worse. And then again, I've always been sick. Okay. So mental health. Some days it gets hard. Just like everybody. Like, some days are hard and like all these crappy things happen to you and you honestly just want to give up. But you don't have a choice, honestly. I did not have a choice to be strong. I never had a choice to be strong. That was my first instinct, was to be strong. Because if I gave up, I wouldn't be the inspiration I am today. And I wouldn't be getting all these offers, or I wouldn't be getting subscribers, and I would just be miserable all the time, and nobody wants to be miserable all the time. What else? Also, I want to share with you. If you guys are ever struggling with home life or whatever you're dealing with, just know that there's someone going through a lot worse. And I know that might sound harsh, but it really is true. It's the truth. I mean, personally in my life, I had to deal with a lot, and I thought I was the worst case scenario in the medical community, but it turns out I'm not. I may be a medical mystery, as my doctors would call it, but I don't let that define who I am. It's a part of who I am, but it's not me. And the thing with my boyfriend, we all screw up in relationships. I just do it more than others. Honestly, I just do it more than others. There's something that happens in my family because there's a lot of like things like divorce and breakups and bad relationships. And somehow maybe I got that gene too. Chaos wherever I go. And remember, you guys, like, it's almost like, I don't know, it's like I'm not addicted, but like, it's like I can't help the chaos that happens around me and that I'm not used to having a normal life. Like, for example, when I was a kid and I would go over to my friend's house, like, I would be like, your parents don't fight? And they'd be like, what? What do you mean my parents don't fight? And I'd be like, your parents, like, never scream at each other and stuff? And I would, like, because that was just, my normal was parents screaming at each other, fights, police coming over to the house, drunk mom, passed out, taking care of myself with my sister, and just raising ourselves. I thought that was what every kid went through at home, because that's all I ever knew. And I guess when I would go over to like another kid's house, I'd be like, why is your place so quiet? Like, why is it so quiet? Because honestly, I'm just so used to the chaos that without it, it's like, what is this? Like, what is this? Madness. But honestly, guys, I have learned to cope with it. Sure, I still have a lot of trauma relating to that stuff. Like, honestly, I'm scared to get into another relationship because I know I might screw it up. And I don't want to screw things up because I also have a bunch of other, like, disorders, like ODD, that's oppositional defiant disorder. You basically don't listen to authority figures. You only listen to yourself. And you get into a lot of fights, aggressive fights. A lot of you guys will be like, well, I can't imagine you getting into a fight. Well, you do not want to have known me when I was 10 years old. 6-hour-long meltdowns. Yeah. But my relationship with my ex, I want him back, but at the same time, I don't want to mess it up. Because I know I messed up. I had, quote unquote, good parents to show me that. Not really. Because my parents never really taught me the way to act in public. They never really taught me how to be in a good relationship, a healthy relationship. I grew up around chaos, so as a result, I don't know how to deal with relationships, and I'm so scared to get into another one because I know I might screw up. It's not even just my brain at this point. It's the role models that I had. Weren't very good role models, but honestly, I don't know how to handle a relationship, I guess. Like, I grew up around unhealthy, chaotic, dysfunctional people. And I'm so used to that. But sometimes it all gets too much. And yeah, that's when I started going downhill. When Anthony broke up with me, I was crushed. I was devastated because I knew it was my fault. I knew it was my fault. I knew I messed up. And it's like chaos everywhere I go. And I don't want that chaos. I need someone to teach me how to be in a healthy, happy relationship. I don't know who that's going to be. I don't know if he even wants to take me back. If he does, good. I'll work my butt off to be a good girlfriend. As I said, I grew up with like an awful childhood. Very traumatic. Like, can you guys imagine watching your mom get drunk and passing out after screaming at you and well, not you personally. I mean, sometimes it would happen. But like, more like screaming and yelling and fighting and slamming doors and wham, smack, hits, everything. Can you imagine being a little girl, a 5-year-old girl, stuck in that household with no one to turn to? And every time the police came over, they would always grab me and take me out of the house. So I always thought police were the bad people. I actually still have trauma around police. Like, I feel like I can't trust them. And many times have I had to clean up my mom's mess. I've had to take care of her during hangovers. I've had to get money and buy groceries out with my sister. We would walk to the gas station just to get a pizza. Like, and milk, and that's all we could pay for at the time. We lived in a small 2-bedroom apartment. And I had to do a lot of stuff that no child should ever have to do. And no one should ever have to deal with it. So my thoughts on addiction: don't do it. You're just gonna mess up your kids if you have any in the future. You're gonna mess up your own life. You are going to completely ruin everything for your family, for your future kids, for the grandkids, for whoever in your life. You're going to just ruin them. Unless you can keep yourself under control. And I doubt that anybody with an addiction can. And yeah, that's kind of like my whole story with addiction, I guess. See, there's that buzzing noise. I hate it. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, I'm gonna talk over it because it's annoying. Good, it stopped. There are times where I don't want to deal with it anymore. You done yet, computer? Thanks. Okay. Thank you so much, computer. But honestly, this is just my story with addiction, and there's a lot more to share. I mean, you cannot tell a like any type of story like that in a few minutes. You can't tell it in an hour. You can't tell it in a year. You cannot tell it in 2 years. You just can't, because it's still happening probably. Like, it would take years and years and years for me to tell my entire story. That's a fact. And I still honestly have hope in the relationship with him, but I'm starting to lose hope. But I'm going to continue fighting with or without him. It's not going to be easy. Nothing is easy in life. And like, I also grew up in poverty. And because when my mom wasn't sober, mom couldn't really keep a job. And my dad, as I got older, my dad's business grew and we got rich. Well, not my mom, but my dad. And yeah, that's my whole situation. I hope you guys never have to go through with anything that I go through. Please like and subscribe. I love you guys. Bye.